Lamar Jackson has some hot news just ahead of the matchup with the Lions, and it could completely change things for the Ravens this Monday night. After a season start full of ups and downs, he finally has an important piece back in the lineup. But will this addition be enough to transform the offense and get Baltimore back on the winning track? What's at stake goes way beyond the scoreboard. It's a chance to show strength, resilience, and smart play on the field. Every pass, every run, every decision Lamar makes could swing this explosive matchup. Stick around until the end, because we're breaking down exactly who's back, how it changes a game, and why the Ravens might finally hit their stride against Detroit. Lamar Jackson steps onto Monday Night Football with all eyes on him. Baltimore's season start has been a roller coaster. A solid win over the Browns, a tough loss of Bills, and now the need to find consistency. In this scenario, Lamar is the player who can turn the team's fortunes around. He's already flashed his best form with 6 passing touchdowns and another on the ground, proving he can decide games both through the air and on the ground. But it's not just about the stats with Lamar. It's the immediate impact he brings. Every snap feels like something explosive could happen. He has that rare ability to throw defenses off balance, forcing coordinators to constantly adjust just to try and contain his unpredictable style. Against the Lions, that unpredictability will be crucial, as Detroit comes with one of the league's most dangerous offenses, and this matchup could come down to the smallest details. This game also carries symbolic weight for the Ravens. Winning in prime time, against a team getting so much attention for its strong offense, can establish Baltimore as a team ready to compete at the top of the conference. It's the kind of early season opportunity that sets a narrative, and Lamar knows he can't waste it. Every precise pass, every tackle-breaking run, sends a clear message. The Ravens aren't just looking to compete. They want to dominate. But for Lamar to truly take this offense to the next level, he needs reliable pieces around him. And that's where some very good news shakes up the Ravens' plans. The return of a key player could be the missing ingredient to balance the passing game and relieve pressure on Mark Andrews, who hasn't had the best start to the year. And that leads us to the next chapter. Isaiah Likely is back and ready to be Lamar Jackson's trusted target once again. The big news for Baltimore heading into the Lions matchup is that Isaiah Likely is back on the practice field and expected to finally make his 2025 debut. He's been recovering from a foot fracture suffered during training camp, which kept him out of the first 2 games. But this return isn't just another stat on the injury report. It's a breath of hope for Lamar Jackson and the entire offense, which have been limited in reliable tight end options. Likely isn't just any player. Last season, he emerged as one of the most versatile tight ends in the NFL, capable of creating space both in the passing game and as a blocker in the run game. He finished with 6 touchdowns and nearly 500 receiving yards, numbers that show just how important he is to the Ravens' offensive scheme. Having him back gives Lamar a new weapon to challenge offenses and open up the field for the faster receivers, giving the entire offense more freedom to move. The psychological impact is huge, too. For a quarterback, knowing there's a reliable target in the middle of the field changes everything. Likely's presence can ease the pressure on Andrews, who's still trying to find his rhythm, and give Lamar more options to break through tight defenses. Plus, the return of an injured player always energizes a team, boosting confidence across the board. Even more, Likely's return symbolizes the team's resilience. He faced a setback early in the year, but trained hard and is ready to take on one of the league's toughest opponents. This storyline of overcoming adversity adds even more weight to Monday night's matchup, showing that the Ravens won't just rely on Lamar Jackson to turn the tide. They have players around him who can make a difference too. And this renewed sense of possibility leads us straight into why his absence has impacted Baltimore's offense so much this season. The Ravens have started the season with ups and downs, and a lot of that comes down to Isaiah Likely missing from the field. He was supposed to be a key piece of the offense, especially in the intermediate passing game, but the foot fracture left the team without one of its most versatile weapons. Without Likely, Lamar Jackson's options were limited, and at times the offense became predictable, making life easier for opposing defenses. In 2024, Likely proved himself as one of the most reliable tight ends in the league. He caught 42 passes for 477 yards and 6 touchdowns, numbers that speak for themselves. He can line up in multiple positions, adjust the coverages, and even contribute as a blocker. Without him, Baltimore had to reorganize the offense and rely more on Mark Andrews, who hasn't matched that level of production. The result was a less dynamic and sometimes predictable offense, especially on critical third downs. Beyond the stats, Likely's absence disrupted the offense's flow. Plays that once ran smoothly now required extra creativity and constant adjustments, increasing the pressure on Lamar to make quick, accurate decisions. Every drive demanded precision, and mistakes became costlier, showing just how much the team relied on Likely to maintain balance and rhythm. Now, with Likely set to return, Baltimore's offense has a real chance to regain that flow. His presence gives Lamar more freedom and adds a threat that forces defenses to rethink their coverage. It changes not only strategy, but also the energy and confidence of the whole team. And speaking of adjustments, we can't overlook how Mark Andrews, the other key tight end, has been handling his challenges this season.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself.
Mark Andrews came into 2025 with sky-high expectations, but reality hasn't matched that so far. In 2 games, he's totaled just 2 catches for 7 yards, far below his standard and what's expected of one of Baltimore's offensive pillars. That limited production has put extra pressure on Lamar Jackson, forcing him to shoulder a larger share of the offense alone. Andrews' struggles aren't just numbers. They have strategic consequences. When an experienced tight end isn't performing, the offense loses a key option in the middle of the field. Defenses can then focus more comfortably on outside receivers, shrinking space for short passes and runs. Without Likely, Andrews became the primary target, but he hasn't yet found rhythm or chemistry with Lamar. The good news? Likely's return promises to ease that pressure. Having 2 reliable tight ends completely changes the offensive outlook. Lamar can distribute passes more, mix up plays, and surprise defenses that have been able to key in on Andrews so far. This duo also opens up possibilities for creative formations, quick motion, and route combinations that can confuse any NFL defense. What's clear is that for Baltimore to reclaim offensive dominance, Andrews needs to find his groove and capitalize on the support Likely provides. This combination could turn a struggling offense into a real nightmare for opponents. And with that boost arriving, all eyes now turn to the primetime showdown against the Lions, a true test of the revitalized Ravens offense. This game against the Lions isn't just another regular season matchup. It's a primetime Monday Night Football showdown, and all eyes in the NFL will be on Baltimore. Both teams enter with a 1-1 record, and every detail on the field matters. For Lamar Jackson, this is a moment to prove his offense can be explosive, reliable, and unpredictable, especially with Isaiah Likely back in the mix. Detroit isn't messing around either. Their offense is one of the league's most talented, capable of scoring quickly and forcing tough decisions from the defense. That means the Ravens will need all their weapons, Lamar, Andrews, Likely, and the rest of the offense, firing on all cylinders to have a real shot at winning. Every snap counts, and every decision Lamar makes could swing the game. Beyond the X's and O's, there's a mental side too. Playing in prime time against a powerful defense tests focus and resilience. For Baltimore, the mix of renewed talent, strategic adjustments, and confidence from Likely's return creates a promising scenario to show they can take control against any opponent. And of course, the expectation isn't just for a win, it's for a spectacle. Lamar Jackson with new weapons, Andrews trying to get back on track, and Likely ready to shine makes an offense that can produce memorable plays. This is the kind of matchup that defines narratives, pressures defenses, and shows who's truly ready to lead the conference. Isaiah Likely's return could be exactly the spark the Ravens' offense needs, giving Lamar Jackson more options and taking some pressure off Mark Andrews. With both tight ends on the field and Lamar leading the charge, Baltimore now has the pieces to show a more dynamic and dangerous offense against the Lions. But the big question remains, will this boost be enough to turn the tide and start a winning streak? Monday night's game isn't just another contest. It's a test of strength, strategy, and rhythm for the Ravens, and every detail on the field will matter. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think Lamar and Likely's return will put Baltimore back on the winning track? Or is this another tough challenge for the Ravens this season? Stay tuned. This story is far from over.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.